Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me on today's video. Today I will be cash stuffing this week's paycheck, which is $492.30. If you are new, welcome. My name is Alex. I'm a single mom to one beautiful daughter named Savannah. She is 12 years old and I'm 32 years old, and we live in the state of Wisconsin. I am currently saving up for a house. I'm an independent contractor. I shop and deliver groceries to customers. So if you're a gig worker, you could probably relate to my budget. My paychecks are very inconsistent, and that is why I love using the cash envelope system, because it helps me budget out each week's paycheck, helps me stay on track, and honestly, this method has helped me save the most amount of money so far. I also hope to inspire others to try out the cash envelope system if you have not yet, or just make a budget plan in general. All right, so let's get started. This week's breakdown, I made $492.30. I will be setting aside 15% of my paycheck, and I'll be putting that into a savings account strictly for a house. This week it is $73.84. After I deduct that, I'm left with $418.46 this week. However, I do need to factor in my bills. I get paid weekly, so I just figure out what my bills are weekly. So I subtracted $179 for my bills. That leaves me with $239.46. And since I have quite a few more subscribers, my bills are listed off to the left right here. My bills are really low this week because I had a huge rent credit. Usually my rent is a lot more. However, I do receive assistance for rent. I live in low-income housing, so my rent is usually pretty low. It's just super low this month because of a rent credit that a manager made a mistake on how much I needed to pay for rent for the last couple of months. All right, so let's get started. I do want to quickly switch things around and also add in $6. I ended up selling a pair of shoes that were like brand new, and I sold it for $6. And usually I put that money into my savings challenge. However, if I actually need something new within the same category, then I just add it to whatever I'm saving up for. And so I think this would be good to put into clothing. I sold a pair of my shoes, but honestly, my daughter kind of needs the clothing money more than me since she's always growing. So Savannah's clothing, she now has $10, $15, $16, $17, $18, $19, $20 in her clothing envelope. And then, let's see here, I need to switch around. I'm signing up my daughter for a ski club through school, so I am going to shift around some money to make that happen. So this is my daughter's entertainment money. This envelope is for her to spend when she goes out with friends. So I'm shifting it to her envelope, which in this envelope, this is where I'm going to put all of the ski club money. So I'm just going to merge these two envelopes. All right, so now we can get started from the top. All right, so this week I'm going to give myself $20 for spending money. I like to do this every single week. I currently have 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 45, 46, 47, 147 in my envelope. Family Fun receives $20 every single week. So now we have $21 in the Family Fun envelope. Household won't be receiving anything this week. However, we have 20, 40, 50, 51, 52, 53, $54 in household. Beauty will be receiving $9 this week. So then this envelope will be at 10. So Beauty has $10. And then Savannah's clothing. Again, we actually went over this. She has 20. And then I currently have 20. Oh, I'm going to be adding 20 into Savannah's clothing envelope this week. So now she has 40, but I'll just recount it. 20, 25, 30, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. $40 in Savannah's clothing envelope. And then I'll also be giving myself $20 as well. So now I currently have 40 as well. And then Savannah's envelope received all of the leftover money I had within my budget for her ski club. So she's actually receiving $105. And if you're new, I actually use fake $100 bills. I also use fake $1,000 bills. I do this just because I feel more comfortable not having as much cash in my binders or wallet, just because anything could happen, you know. So I highly recommend, if you can do the same, if that makes you feel more comfortable, like, go ahead and do that. All right, so Savannah's envelope has 100, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99. $199 in Savannah's envelope. My goal is to have $355 in her envelope before December 5th. However, I technically don't need $80 of that because it is for food, and her ski club trip doesn't start until January. So I have a bit of extra time to come up with $80 for that. But yeah, ideally I would like to have the full amount by December 5th if I can make that happen. And then Savannah's entertainment money, usually I give her $5 a week, but she will be forfeiting that because she's going on the ski club trip, which is quite pricey. So I won't be adding anything in there until she is done with her ski club. And then food, I have $200 in here already. I'll just quickly count it. 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 200. I do receive benefits for food. This $200 was in here because of the government shutdown. I was worried that I wasn't going to receive my benefits. I ended up getting them late, but everything should be good now. But this is just a nice envelope for emergencies, or if I stop receiving assistance, then at least I have $200 set aside for that reason. And then I have a credit card envelope. If I use my credit card, I can just put cash in here, just so everything's like accounted for. I don't have any credit card debt. I just like to receive points. And then I'm going to stuff my secondary wallet. I just keep this guy at home. I typically don't pull from here very often. Gas will be receiving $25 this week. So gas is at 50, 70, 90, 100 in gas. And then I won't be adding anything into any of these other categories, but I'll quickly update you what I have in each envelope. Vehicles has 1,000, 100, 200, 300, 320, 40, 50, 60, 65, 1,365 in vehicles. Time off and bad work week has 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 820, 40, 60, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 873 in time off and bad work week. And since I do have quite a few more new subscribers, this envelope is really important to me because since I am a gig worker, I can pull from this envelope if my paycheck is just not cutting it for the week. However, I really try to make my paycheck work, but I have this envelope just in case. And then also if I want to take time off, obviously I don't get vacation, so I could utilize this envelope for that reason as well. Electronics is at 0, won't be receiving anything. Dental and medical is empty and also won't be receiving anything. Birthday empty, won't be receiving anything. Gifts empty, won't be receiving anything. And then Christmas has $400. Ideally, I would like to add $100 more in there at some point. But right now I'm just kind of focusing on my daughter's ski club trip because I have to pay for that first. And that is, holidays. I won't be adding anything in there. And then the last $20 is for the travel binder. So I currently have 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, $725 in here. And then as far as vacation, what I am currently saving up for right now is my mom, my daughter, and I are actually going to the Kalahari. And my mom actually said that she's also actually gonna be paying for food as well as she paid for the trip. However, I'm probably just gonna pay for like at least a meal or like a treat, a fun like little treat or something like that. So I probably won't use like hardly any of this on that trip. We will see. And then also my mom and her boyfriend are planning a huge trip all together. And we still don't know what we are going to do yet. So I really need to save up for that because I know for sure that I will have to pay for food on that trip and possibly entertainment. I think they are just going to pay for the hotel or Airbnb, wherever we're staying. They're going to pay for that. So I do definitely need to save up for that, but I think I have a good amount in here for that. All right, you guys, well, that pretty much wraps up today's video. Thank you so much for all of the love and support on my channel. I appreciate you guys so much. All of those likes and all of those comments are really helping out with like all my views and stuff. So thank you so much. Also, I hope you guys are having a lovely weekend and week, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.